Okay, so hello everyone. Today we will be solving some questions from C++ STL sheet. So we will be solving this problem F from sheet, which is just so beautiful. So you can just read this question, and if you have any approach, you can tell me. Okay, so let me explain the problem. The problem is stating that uh, okay, can just read it. Meanwhile, I am thinking of some other approach. So you guys have any idea how can you come up with the solution for this?
Can you
Yes.
please explain the question once
Okay,
again?
okay, okay. So basically, question is trying to say that you would be given an array, okay, and let's say you are picking this sub array. So if you pick up this sub array, okay, so what can be there? Like elements can be what? Like one, two, three, four, correct? If imagine that these elements are there. So it should not happen that if you now if you consider this whole array, right, and if you're trying to find any subsequence which is 1 2 3 4, it should only be present as ones, correct? So it is telling that the array b, which is this array, it occurs in the array as a subsequence exactly once. So it might happen that, so example, let's say 1 is here. So if you're trying to, if so now you're trying to evaluate whether this berry is beautiful or not, like it is good or not. So how can you do? You will check what is the number of subsequences 1 2 3 4 occur. So you will, okay, you will tell this is itself one subsequence. So one is the answer. But one is, if one is here present, so you can also take 1 2 3 and 4. So there are two subsequences, correct? So this is not a suitable sub array. समझ में आया? Like, did you get this? Ujjwal, Shubham, Neeraj, Harsh, Ashish. Yes. The guy who asked me, like, did he? Is the question clear?
Ah, yes.
Okay, so okay, so what can you do? So the main logic idea behind this would be. So did you guys come up with any approach? So the approach for this would be that when can a subarray is beautiful when the ends, right? So let me name it as L and R. So if L is the leftmost occurrence of that number in the array and R is the rightmost occurrence of that number in the array. So what do I mean by that is that, so if one is there in the array, right? So if I am starting the subarray at the this lth position, which is starting from here, so I can, what can you do, like this will be only good only if this one is I'm who's one I'm talking about. So because one, the leftmost one is, it is not this one, it is the one which is present here. Why this is the case? Because if left one is the leftmost thing, so I'm assured that no matter how elements can be there in the middle, if one is the leftmost occurrence and for R it is the rightmost occurrence, right? So if I consider this subarray, so if one would be the leftmost and four with the rightmost, it might happen that, so for example, two is presented, two might be presented, but the subarray like one to four, it can't, because if four is the rightmost subarray, four would not be found after this two. So the main logic was that if L is the leftmost and R is the rightmost part, then it is beautiful subarray. So did you get this? Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can you do? Okay, so there are multiple ways of implementing this. What can you do first? Maybe what can you can do is that maybe you can mark all the, you can store all the left and rightmost values of all the array, and when so let's say you are iterating from the end of the array, and you and when you find that okay, four is the was this was the rightmost element which was present, then you can maybe mark that index as one. So basically, if this is an array, if this is an array, you can mark all those indexes as one, which is the denoting yes that this element occurs as a rightmost element. And now when you know that these all some indexes are there, then for every element which is the leftmost part while you were traversing from left, you can count how many elements are there which are there, such that one basically you can count how many ones are there present in the right side of the array. Correct? So maybe you can do a PBDS, but that would be a overkill for that. I use a normal prefix and suffix array. So let me just show you my implementation. So this is the left and right map. So what did I do? First, I stored all the indexes which in the left and right part of the, like I stored all the elements, indexes of the array elements. Then I marked, like while I was traversing from the right end or maybe any end. So I marked like okay, these elements are there. Like these elements, the one are elements are there. Okay, so it is denoting this element which is present here. It is present at the rightmost index. Now for example, now I know that these elements are there for, so if now if I'm trying from left and if I'm sure that this element is the leftmost position while I'm traveling, then for every leftmost I need to find out how many rightmost positions are there, such that a subarray can be formed. So for if this is the leftmost, I'm sure that if this is the rightmost, this subarray is good. So if this is the leftmost, then this subarray is also good, right? Similarly, so I need to find out what is the number of ones which are to the right. So to do that, I mean just did a prefix sum, a suffix sum in the possible array, and I just checked if this is my leftmost array. The answer would be how many ones are there in the right part. So I just added that and I printed the answer. Yes, I hope you got this.